Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Goosen, and I am the new curriculum consultant for ELAL. Today, I'm going to be walking you through supporting your writing instruction with a sentence a day. Now, very exciting. A sentence a day and a sentence a day for grade 2 resources are coming out to the schools this week. Very excited. It is by Barbara Mariconda. You would see some of the empowering writers resources in our schools already. This is another resource that they have available. Now, of course, whenever we start with any resource, we want to look at where our curricular connections are. So really looking at your organizing idea for writing, convention, and vocabulary is where this resource is going to target. So make sure you go through your grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3 curriculum and really look at specific cusps that you will be addressing in that writing, conventions, and vocabulary sections. So why a sentence a day was created? It is US based, and it was grade 2 teachers that were really feeling like they had to move from the grade 1 where they were really focusing on that grammar mechanics in a sentence, but now they had to start to actually write with their students. And it was very difficult to do because they weren't writing sentences, they were just focusing on that grammar and mechanics. So this is why a sentence a day was created. There is an introduction video, and again, these slides will be available for you, so you can take a look at that video, but I'm going to take you through what a sentence a day is. So a sentence a day is supposed to be 10 minutes of your day. It is really that daily, predictable, routine-based program where it's engaging and fast-moving and becomes multi-sensory. If you open up either one of the A Sentence a Day or A Sentence a Day for grade 2, there is an introduction to the program. So again, it is supposed to be 10 minutes a day. I really don't want this to become another program to add to your literacy program. I'm going to show you how you can really integrate it into all areas of your literacy block. In this program, students are really learning the parts of a sentence, so a subject and predicate, capitals and periods, and really how to construct these while reinforcing the basic characteristics of a story. So you will see that as you go through each week, there is a larger story that is read to the students, so they start to recognize different parts of a story. The teacher is charting the sentence, the students are writing a sentence. And what I love about it is teachers get to circulate and really get to provide immediate feedback for the students. So in each lesson, you will see there is a predictable, again, this is what you will do every single day. So you will read the story segment. The teacher, you will chart the predictable response that is given. You will put a slash between the subject and predicate, and yes, do name the subject and predicate with your students. Then the students are going to be writing and marking the sentence. And you will see on the right-hand side here, this is really what you will be actually saying. So it gives you your script. Now, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to be saying this in your dreams. You will always be saying, how do I know it's a sentence? So your students will always really reinforce those skills of what makes up a sentence. Well, I have a capital, I have a period, I have a who, and I have a doing in my sentence. So you will go through each part of these, again, giving the students time to do, and then you get to circulate and provide that immediate feedback. So this is what a 1 week would look like. Again, you don't have to go all the way through from week 1 to week 52. Really choose ones that are intentional for your classroom. And again, that comes straight from your curriculum. So if you have to work on apostrophes, grade 3 teachers, go find the apostrophe ones. But this is what it lays out, gives you the words of the week, and then your day 1 to day 5. And again, there's that lesson format there. So on Monday to Thursday, you're really doing the exact same thing for those 10 minutes. You are saying the story segment, you are charting, and the students are charting. You will see in here, this is a student sample where again, they are underlining, they are tracing, they are making slashes between the subject and predicate, highlighting that period, highlighting the capital. And again, you are then going and providing that immediate feedback with the little dots to say, hey, you did a great job. If they miss something, then you are able to provide that feedback right away, and then we can continue to reinforce those skills. Friday, now this is a template for your day 1 to 4. They are provided on our NCIS Google site, but of course, you could just use a regular piece of paper, or I've seen some people do it in those notebooks. Now, Friday is a little bit different. This is where you can really differentiate for your students and allow them to really show their skills. So on Friday, again, you read the same little paragraph that you're supposed to for the Friday, but this time you are not charting a sentence. The students are writing a sentence of their own. Now, you might see them really gravitate towards the pattern sentences that you've been doing every day from Monday to Thursday, and that's great. We've reinforced the skills. They feel confident enough. You will now see some students who are starting to make the sentences their own. So this is a great assessment for your teachers to really see how my students are progressing. There is a sheet provided for you to use with the picture here, just like on the right-hand side. But of course, you could have your students just write it on a piece of paper. In there, you could have like a sentence a day journal, and then they could create their own picture. This is what it will look like, a student sample. So you can see day 1, 2, 3, 4, that's your Monday to Thursday. And then on Friday right here is where they wrote their own sentence and then had that picture. Again, you can make it your own. If you want to have it just on a piece of paper and they would draw their own picture, that's okay. Really, consistency is the key. We know as K-3 teachers that building those routines and keeping things the same really help to reinforce those skills and building that strong foundation for that grammar and mechanics with that sentencing to become really good writers. But most importantly, it's building that student confidence. If they know and have been reinforced with the skills of what makes up a sentence, they have the confidence to write on their own. Now, of course, I don't want this program to become another thing that you have to do in the classroom. Again, as a teacher, that's your discretion what you are doing. But I want you to see the benefits of how you can create and have this program in your classroom, but really have it trickle into all areas and transfer to all areas of your literacy block. So all of the weeks come with word cards. You can kind of take a look at these cards. What do you notice about some of these cards? Well, we have our proper nouns, mom, dad, Jan. We have our short vowel verbs, skip, ran, pronouns, they, we, conjunction, and we have some rhyming words, Dan, Jan, Bran. Do you see how you could add even more cards to the mix if you're working on short vowel verbs in your classroom? Maybe we're working on some punctuation cards. We can add those. Or some cross-curricular connections, a science unit or a social unit perhaps. So you can use these word cards as another way to reinforce some of the skills that you need to work on in your curriculum from a sentence a day. You could create a sentence frame center as part of maybe your daily 5, where they are again looking at those cards again and reinforcing those skills. I've seen if you are using the Daily 5 program where you continue to add the word cards done from each week, and then you create them in your word work bin, and they're able to use those words and continually play and experiment. You could also have them sorting them, where they do it by parts of speech. So you put your nouns, your verbs, your adjectives, and they have to sort them. There are many ways to really take those word cards and make them their own in your classroom. Of course, a sentence a day and a sentence a day for grade 2, as well as the Spanish version, was purchased. But in our district, we have a lot of empowering writer resources for narrative and expository writing. They are available through IMC, and many schools also have those. So if you're looking for some more transfer lessons, this is where I would head as well. So again, we're really building the mechanics and the grammar and that predictable sentences so that we can begin to do those writing skills and recognize the parts of a narrative or eventually expository. So in week 21 from Be My Valentine from a sentence a day for grade 2, you will see there are a lot of words about feeling. So excited, embarrassed, sad, happy. So really there's that connection to showing, not telling our feelings. So what does excited look like? What does embarrassed look like? And you can see some lesson connections that you can create with your kids. Week 25, again from A Sentence a Day for grade 2 on leprechauns, has a wonderful connection to word reference. So, word reference is where you are not just stating that there is a leprechaun coming towards you, but you will state them with an adjective and a noun to build a little bit of suspense. So, mischievous man, magical creature. Again, connections to those empowering writer resources. Finally, week 10 at the zoo from A Sentence a Day, you will see that they have a lot of words like looked, peered, stared, gazed. You see that ed at the end, that suffix. So really you could do a lot of lessons about even prefixes and suffixes and what they do to words, and looking really at that, we call it tier 2 vocabulary. So again, lots of ways to connect them. On the Empowering Writers website, and it's linked here, you can sign up for free lessons of the month. And so they have them from K to 1 and then grades 2 to 5. They have all of the lessons they've already done on there as well, so you can go back to other ones. But if you sign up, it will be sent directly to your email. Again, great way to reinforce some of those skills from A Sentence a Day and really be able to tackle that curriculum. Here again is a link to one about We Don't Eat Our Classmates, where we look at the difference between genre of a fiction and a nonfiction text. One of my favorite things to do to help with our writing as well is those literature connections. I do have a list of all the literature connections from the Empowering Writers resource that you could use in the classroom to, again, practice those skills, introduce those skills to your students through a mentor text. So, A Sentence a Day is really a pencil to paper. It's establishing the expectations of what is a sentence, the who and the doing, the subject, the predicate, a capital, a period. It is consistent and shared experiences with your entire class so they know the expectation. There's that common language, the who, the doing, the subject, the predicate. And really you're teaching writing as a process and with a specific skill. And you're really building those foundations so that they can take that sentence and be able to actually write narrative and expository writing. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening. If you do have any other questions about A Sentence a Day or would like some help getting started, please feel free to reach out to me, Kimberly Goosen. So it's kimberly.goosen@cssd.ab.ca, and I would be so happy to help you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.